Welcome to the Primo's Musings podcast.
Good morning. This is Sri Primo with a recap of the Week 8 of the NFL slate of games. And where do I start here? There are two places I wanted to go today. One was a brilliant finish to a rather dull game at Washington between the Commanders and the Bears. The Bears seemed to have all game. It was going back and forth. It was a very low scoring game, and the Bears went up on the Commanders by 3 points with 23 seconds to go, and put the ball in the hands of their rising superstar Jaden Daniels, who before was not sure he was going to even play this game, but here we were with 23 seconds to go. The Bears had to stop Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders from winning at home. And it seemed that they were a little confused about the final play. We knew it was going to be a Hail Mary. They rushed with three passers, but it almost took it was a very slow moving play, and it was eventually it landed in the Washington Commanders receiver's hands, but not before it was tipped into his hands by one of the players who seemingly was just taunting the Commander fans along the sideline, but not paying attention to the actual play in the game. And that's how it ended. Jaden Daniels brought the Commanders back and put it on his shoulders, and then won a huge game because with that, they still maintain a one-game lead over, or half a game lead over the Eagles, who actually won as well, pretty convincingly. So the Commanders and Eagles in that division right now are the top of the teams there, and then the Cowboys went all the way to 49ers and dropped one game right there. It was a close game, but end of the day, they made too many mistakes, and 49ers may have found the actual win to propel them for the rest of the season. But the biggest surprise I wanted to call was in the NFC West. We were just talking about the 49ers who beat the Cowboys 4-4, but they're not the right now the top team in that division. Surprisingly, the Cardinals, led by Kyler Murray, are right now at 4-4, having won the last two games, are right now sitting on top of the NFC West. And Seahawks started in a very grand fashion, but they're now at 4-4 as well, with the Rams just half a game back, having won a very good Monday night on a very controversial call, if you might recall. On the NFC North side of things, one disappointing there was the Vikings, where that fell to the Rams. We talked about that, but the Packers and Lions continue to impress. They're both 6-1 and 6-2, and in the NFC South, the Falcons surprisingly have propelled themselves to winning and staying on top of the division. Unfortunately, the Saints, which started 2-0, they scored 90 points in the first two games, have lost six straight, the longest losing streak right now in the NFL. So even Carolina has only 5-game losing streak. But in the AFC side of things, the Kansas City Chiefs, as we talked about, are top of the heap, winning 7-0 for now. They just picked up another defensive guy, Uche from the Patriots, that solidifies their defense. With Chris Jones there, I feel that Uche may have a better season there than where he was with the Patriots. So the other surprising thing, which is in a very dark place right now, is the New York Jets that came to the Patriots. I talked about this in the preview, that this could be a get-right game for the Jets. Unfortunately, it turned out to be the other way, where the Patriots, despite losing their quarterback, Drake May, had Jacoby Brissett playing probably one of his best games of this season. and they beat the Jets. And right now, the Jets are the bottom of the AFC East, and they play a Thursday night, a Halloween game against um, the Texans, who are now top of the division in AFC South. And that was the matchup we talked about, the division game. Texans now put themselves a 2 game separation lead in that division, so they're the best team there as well. Um, and then the Ravens suffered a very shocking defeat to the Browns. Who would have thought the Browns without Deshaun Watson? Jameis Winston came in, played a game of his life, and right now, when you look at it, the Steelers now look at the cream of the crop. They now took a 1 game lead over the Ravens after the Ravens dropped to the Browns. The Steelers having won yesterday on Monday night. Um, the Broncos have surprised me as well, and the Chargers are still there. Chargers are 4-3, Broncos are 5-3. So at this point of time, when I look at which teams will make to the playoffs, I definitely see the Bills, Chiefs, Steelers, Texans, and then there's going to be a mad rush between the Colts, Ravens, Broncos, Chargers, and maybe the Bengals, because the Bengals are only maybe like a 1 game away. But a lot of things could change. But there was a game that they had to win last week, this past weekend, and they could not. And the NFC side, I definitely think the Commanders. I don't know about the NFC West. Any team from there could come up. NFC North, I definitely see that's the best division there. I could see the Lions, Packers getting in. Vikings and Bears may have to uh, fight for the last 1 or 2 spots, and then the same thing with the NFC South, because it could be between the Falcons and Buccaneers. Um, and the NFC West is a toss-up. Any team from there could easily could change the fortunes. So with that, we wrap up Week 8 of the National Football League. As I mentioned, the biggest game would be against on Thursday and Halloween night between the Texans and the Jets. Let's see which Jet game will show up. The Texans are a much better team than the Patriots or any other team that the Jets have faced so far. Will their defense bounce back? Will Aaron Rodgers bounce back? It remains to be seen. So it's going to be an exciting game on Thursday. So with that, like I mentioned, the Chiefs continue to dominate. They continue to get those wins, while the Vikings seems to be floundering at the wrong time, and the Detroit Lions seem to be the best team in that uh, conference so far. Of course, the Washington Commanders and Eagles are still hovering around there. So with that, we wrap up the Week 8 Game of Props. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Primo will be back soon.